Okay, guys, welcome back. This is Sani Abdullah with you. So, in this video, I'll be running you through while loop. Okay, so in our previous video, we were able to see how to use for loop. So, in this video, we'll be taking a look at how while loop works. Okay, so first thing first, you need to create a folder if you've not done that, and again, you need to have code blocks installed on your system. So, I've already created a folder here, programs. So, let me just call my code blocks. So, I'll hit Windows Q and type in code. You can see it's there. So I'll just double click on it to open. So that is the ID that we'll be using. There are other IDs like Tobol. I use Turbo C++, to run this. So I'll click on create a new application. Then I'll click on console application and of course hit on next. So since we'll be working with C++, so I'll just select that. Then I need to give my project a title. In this case, I'll be calling it while while loop. Okay, so you can see the directory of this folder is okay. So I'll leave it. I'll just click on next. Then I'll hit the finish. Now by the left hand side, I'll click on the plus sign that will have close to sources. Then I'll double click on the main. All right, so this is the interface of CodeBlock. So I'll clear this hello world. Now while loop is a type of loop, that we can use to make iteration. That is, maybe we want to execute a particular line of code, repeatedly, so we can use while loop to achieve that. Let's say you want to print a particular text like a certain number of times, you can use while loop, to achieve it. For example, let's say we want to print out um, let's say we want to all right, let's say we want to print out a certain text, okay, like 20 number of times. So we can use while loop to achieve it, okay, instead of printing something like cout, instead of doing it this way, cout, let's say welcome to programming. Instead of printing this like let me just control C this, control V, sorry, control Z, control V. So let's say, for example, if I want to print out this text like 3 times, of course, once I hit this, it's going to print out. But hey, this is going to be tedious for me. What if I will need to print out like this text for like 1,000 number of times? It means I need to keep on pressing, keep on typing this, until I get to that certain number. It's going to be tedious, right? So to achieve this, actually we use loop. All right, so we've seen how for loop works. Now we're going to see how the while loop works. Then we'll now see the key difference between the while loop and the for loop. Now to get this done, we need to declare our variable. So I'm going to be using an integer. So I'll give it integer number. So I'll declare a variable called number and I'll assign a value to it. I'll give it 0. So it means 0 is stored in this variable called number and the data type is what? Integer. All right, so next is to bring out we need to bring out the syntax of the while loop, okay? So to do that, I'll just type in while, okay? Then we have a bracket, then we have open and closing curly brace. All right, so we have while the variable, that is, we need to place a condition here. So this is the variable that we want to use to test for a condition. So we have while this condition is met, then execute this line of code that will be here. Now in this case, our variable is number. So I'm going to have while number is less than 10. This is the condition. While number is less than 10, print out whatever thing that is in this line. So I'm going to end this line with an end or. So let's say I love programming a lot. Okay, I love programming a lot. So at the end, after this, we're going to have an increment. So I'm going to have number, sorry, is in small letters, number plus plus. So let me explain what this program is all about. Let me explain this program. Okay, so we have a declaration and assignment here. Number is equal to 0. We assign 0 to number. So we are testing this condition using the while loop. So we want to iterate this I love programming a lot using this while loop. So we want to print this, let's say 10 times, 10 different times. So what the system will do is we have while number is less than 10. Now the system will check what is the value of number. The value of number at the first stage is what? 0. So it will check, is 0 less than 10? If the answer is yes, then it will execute this. It will print out this, then increment the number by 1. So it means the new number will become what? 2. Sorry, 1. When you add 1 to 0, it becomes what? 1. Then the system will check again. It will check this condition. Is 1 less than 10? Of course, the condition is met. Then it will execute this code again. After printing again, then it will now add 1 to the number. This guy becomes what? 2. And the system will check again, is 2 less than 10? Of course, the condition is true. So it's going to print out this. And after it prints out, it adds 1 to it because of this increment that we have here. So this guy becomes what? 3 now. So this is how the system is going to, keep on checking this until it gets to a stage where this condition is not met. Then it will now exit. Okay. So in this case, let me take it back to 0, and I'll click on the build and run button. So I'll click on build and run. So you can see we have the printout here. I love programming a lot. I love programming a lot. I love programming a lot. So you can see we have this, printed in 10 lines. Okay, so this is how now the key difference between the for loop and the while loop is that in the for loop we notice that our declaration and assignment, all declaration, assignment, testing of condition and increment was in this bracket. But then when you're using while loop, the declaration and assignment has to be outside, the condition. It has to be outside. You have to have this first before you bring up this. Okay, so this is how it works. This is the key difference between the for loop and the while loop. So I believe you're able to get value in this video. All right, so if yes, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Okay, all right, so see you in the other lesson. Bye for now.